Welcome to Trust Your Inner Sense with Joanne Starkman podcast. I'm Joanne Starkman, and I look forward to going on this collaborative journey with you to ignite inspiration, inspire self-discovery, and instill new meaning in life. I'm excited to host a wonderful array of guests, including innovators, creatives, expert coaches, teachers, and much, much more who come together to share their stories. Each episode reveals how they've embraced their inner sense to pursue their passions and shine their unique lights in the world. We'll have thought-provoking discussions and chat about tools that will provide fresh perspectives to help you create a joyful and meaningful life. As founder and chief visionary officer of award-winning hair care brand Inner Sense Organic Beauty, I am also an avid meditator, platform artist, author, and mother of a special needs young adult. Over 20 years ago, I intentionally brought mindfulness to morning routines by authoring each affirmation on Inner Sense Organic Beauty's products, which we call Innerflections. You can check them out on the back of the bottle. It's my goal to have this podcast to be your warm and compassionate companion, whether you're on a journey for deeper meaning, seeking greater joy, or in need of love and healing. Let's continue our journey of self-discovery, self-care, and self-love. I'm so glad you're here. Let's dive into this week's Trust Your Inner Sense episode now. Hi. Here we are, another special edition of Trust Your Inner Sense podcast recorded at Vagaro Iconic 2025 in Napa. Super excited. I got to have Casey Boss, the Curl Boss, as my co-host. Get ready for a lot of laughter and a lot of fun conversation. In this conversation is about business, tips and tricks for the trade, and what it really means to follow your passion in the beauty industry. You'll hear from Breanna Bell, newly appointed executive director of the Kansas City Board of Cosmetology, who opens up about leadership, education, and the journey of building Curlology. And then we're going to hear from our very own Jacquie Ware, who's our social media manager, and she's going to share a lot of expertise and advice for building a top-notch presence online. And then we have Mohammed, founder and designer of Habibi Eyewear, and he tells his story of how the barbering community discovered his brand and sparked its growth into a movement rooted in heart and creativity. And then finally, Mr. G, salon manager at Studio M in Frisco, Texas. He shares his inspiring journey from almost being a front desk receptionist to leading a salon. And he has so many pearls of wisdom that apply far, far beyond the chair. Each of these conversations reveal how passion and resilience and authenticity can transform careers, build communities, and spark lasting impact. I'm so excited for these conversations and get ready to laugh. This happens to be a very special conversation. This was mine and Casey's first interview at Iconic 2025. We pulled Mr. G for a conversation simply because he had that undeniable something about him. And boy, we were in for a big surprise. And what a story he shared. From nearly taking a front desk receptionist role to enrolling in cosmetology school, and now thriving as a salon manager at Studio M in Frisco, Texas, Mr. G's journey is full of inspiration. He drops pearl after pearl of wisdom in this episode. And trust me, you won't want to miss a single one. Enjoy. Hey, everybody. Hi, I'm Joanne Starkman, founder of Inner Sense Organic Beauty. And here as the host of Trust Your Inner Sense podcast, I'm here with my dear friend, Casey Boss, the Curl Boss.
That's right. I am the podcast person of the It's Not About Your Hair podcast. And we're so excited to be here at Vagaro Iconic 25. And we are looking for guests to be on the podcast. And so tell us why we
saw this beautiful gentleman here just walking by. We decided that he was looking so fly that we thought we would like to get to know you better. And so welcome, Mr. G. We can't wait to get to know you a little bit better and find out why you are here at Iconic and where you're coming from. We want to know all the things.
Thank you. Well, hello. How's it going? My name is Mr. G. I am hailing from Texas.
Tell us a little bit about who are you? Why are you here? Like, what do you do? Are you in the industry? Are you a hairdresser? Are you?
Oh,
what's
good to
happening?
know. Okay, perfect. So, hi everyone. My name is Mr. G. I am a salon manager in Texas. I was invited here by my boss, and first time here, so just getting to know everything. My background is architecture, design, and animation. So I'm into how things work. I love the end result of things, but I'm really into the details. And just a funny story how I got into hair. I was just ready to kind of just change my life up. So a young lady I was working with, she was like, "Hey, you kind of talk a lot, so you'd be a good receptionist."
Oh,
So at the time, if I'm being honest, it was just a money grab. So I was like high paying reception jobs. And a
wow.
salon popped up. So yeah, very good. Walked in, vibes were great, but we don't want to hire you. So I was like, okay, what's going on? They was like, we think you should be a hairstylist. Never met these people a day in my life.
Wow.
Very good. There were three groovy Italians. And they sent me to hair school. So 2017 till
Wow.
now, didn't know how to brush hair, didn't know how to color hair, didn't know how to do anything. And now here we are a few years later, I am running a salon and still just in awe and wow. So that's Mr. G.
So are you behind the chair then too as well?
Yeah,
Or
I
so you
do.
kind of do
Yeah, I dual. That's correct. Yep.
okay.
Absolutely. So run a nice team, and yeah, when I'm requested, I'll get in whatever needs to be done, highlight, blowout, cut, color, all of the things. So yeah,
So can I ask how big is the team that you're managing?
absolutely. A team of 4.
Okay. And what is the name of this one that you're at?
We're a Studio M in Frisco, Texas.
Awesome.
Wow.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Thank
So what are
you.
you hoping to pick up at Vagaro? Like what's something you're really looking forward to while you're here?
Yeah, so what I've noticed is the ease of you meet people out in the world, they ask you what you do, you're able to provide a service. I love Vagaro because it's that perfect middleman. When I first started out, it was always I'm on top trying to do something. Oh, I need to text. I need to text. Let me grab my phone. Oh, one moment. But I noticed with Vagaro, you were really able to like merge and mesh professionalism with scheduling. So that's me personally. I'm a good multitasker, but it can get a little muddy after a while. Like, okay, you're cool, you look great, but also like,
Yeah.
you need,
do the thing.
yeah, you know what I'm
right,
saying. You need
yeah.
some, and like, I'm not an octopus, so
Yeah. Really
here,
good.
yeah, for sure. I think I'm just a human, but
Yeah.
here at Vagara, I'm just here to really understand the importance of relationship building and then also managing those relationships because as much as I love doing hair, as much as I love managing people, I also am an actual human, so I do want to learn just this work life balance. So that's what I'm here to learn, just and be around other professionals, rub shoulders, see like what you've been in, like what are your pain points, what are you doing to soothe those and round things out. So I'm just here to learn. Again, like new kid on the block, so I'm
Yeah.
open and I'm ready to hear all of the good things. So
Okay, well,
yeah.
this was a fabulous story. What would you offer to somebody out there that is maybe like not knowing what they want to do in life or like, just the idea that like your journey and how you kind of fell into
Yeah.
it? Like, what put you in that gear? Like, where do you think you were at in your life to, give like mindset, or was it like something you were doing specifically, or was it really, I mean, I have a hard time believing that it's just like dumb luck that we get
Right.
into these
Yeah.
places. So
That's
like on looking back, like I'm like, look where you are now.
that's
Like,
very good, John. I
yeah.
love that. What I would do, I would write ego on a sheet of paper and shred it.
Yeah.
Wow, I thought you were gonna be like, write ego on a paper and put it on my mirror and say it every day.
No.
Drop it. Get rid
Right.
of it.
Get rid of it. And like
Uh-huh.
everybody knows you're cool, but like just let that be your jam. Let that be your thing in the bathroom. And when you get to main stage, which is just how you walk in life, be a student. Don't ever
I
think you
love
know
that.
everything. Even if you do, don't ever think you know everything. So
Be open
that's
to learn.
be open
Yeah.
to learn. So that's number one. And then once you are nestled into whatever space that, life takes you to, be very clear and have a very, very sharp intention on what it is that you want, not where you're going, because it's never going to be the first stop, the second stop. It's like when you get on the plane, it's like connect here. Oh, I missed this flight, but you were meant to miss it because all these things happen. But
Correct.
coming back to the point, stretch your ego, be a student, be super open, and just be clear with your intentions. And also, my favorite thing, I just learned to be very vulnerable and transparent in all spaces. Like, yeah, everybody has this thing like, okay, cool, I put on the outfit, but beyond that, it's like I really am just a chill guy who's ready to learn. I want to advance, I want to grow, and I want to build relationship. So that's what I
That's
would say.
awesome.
Oh, that's so beautiful.
Well, and I feel
Love
like I
that.
want to encourage you, not even knowing you. I think you do just present yourself quite well. And then what you said, I'm a 25-year salon owner. I've managed
Wow.
teams from 30 people. Now I'm just I own multiple salon suites. But it took me a very, very long time in losing multiple businesses and having a salon walkout before I learned that the best place for me to be
Yes.
as a leader is on the bottom of my team. And so kudos to you for being 4 years into that and already knowing that. And
Thank you.
really fabulous, because I think that is how we lead people,
Mhm.
is by actually letting them speak up and us realizing that there's always something to learn. So that's beautiful, Mr. G. I appreciate that.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Yeah,
For
so
sure.
good.
What do you like to do outside of the salon? Like, where would we find you on a day off? What would you be
Ooh,
doing?
great
I absolutely love this. So again, like Studio M, we specialize in blowouts, extensions, and natural healthy hair. But I still keep that as my core. So I'm really into creative directing. So when I'm not in the salon,
Right.
I'm building out a Pinterest board. I'm on
Mm.
set. In my brain, I'm kind of like this actor. So I'm like working on a script or something like that.
You're
so
the main character.
the main
energy.
character. There you go. But like keeping
Yeah.
it concealed, keeping it contained. But you're in the bathroom, you're acting out a scene. Like right now, I'm obsessed with this show called Animal Kingdom. Exactly, all of that. Like, so that's the fun thing. And then
Yeah.
outside of that, this guy, he's kind of a nerd. So just reading the book. He's a huge bookworm. Like when I can get to the beach, just staying between the toes, like turning pages. So real chill. That's it.
Amazing.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
Thank
I
you.
Love that.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So does your salon currently carry Inner Organic Beauty? Because I searched
you
you
said
said
natural
natural health hair. What was I was buzzword?
Absolutely. So I will be honest. We do use InnerSense because that 100%.
Come again?
There-
Mr.
yeah,
G?
we-
For the
we
people in the
actually-
back?
We actually do.
That's hilarious, and you hadn't heard of it?
Like,
Mr. G?
so I have to be honest. Like I'm walking. I'm
I
on my
caught you off
path.
guard. You're like,
I
that's
just thought I
lady.
brought a little bit, but
Yeah.
I was like, yeah. When I was reaching for the shampoo, I was like, I do remember seeing the tall, slender. We do have
You're like,
InnerSense.
hold on, wait up. We do sell that.
And then I looked, yeah. So anywho, I was like, I'm not gonna make it seem like I don't know. I know all about InnerSense, people. I know.
That's awesome.
But yeah, we do. We
That's
actually use your
amazing.
product, and it's so this is very
Cool.
kismet.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, the way all
Love
the
that.
paths
Yeah.
intertwine is always meant to be.
Indeed.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
100%.
Is there anything else that we need to know about you? Like anything that you want to share now that you're sitting here that you want the listeners or the world to know
About Mr. G.
About Mr. G or anything?
Yeah.
really.
Well, let's make it a double-edged sword. We've just started a hair perfume.
Mm.
Oh.
So, and you started something new. It was a product, right?
Mhm.
So let's if you wouldn't mind, take us back to the beginning of that. All of the push and pull, I wouldn't say uncertainty, but just the opportunity, the area of opportunity to start something new, and it's something fresh. So to answer your question, that is something new I would like the people to know. We've curated a hair perfume. It's also safe for the skin as well.
Nice.
Because sometimes you just need that little refresher, similar to a woman. You kind of like do your mascara or you just touch up your lip. Sometimes you're leaving the gym right before you're going on your date, whatever the case may be. You just need that fresh of confidence, right? That
Love it.
spritz of confidence. So we did that. But I want to swing on the other side of that sword. I want to ask you, what was that thing where you were like, ooh, is this the right direction to go? Like, what made you just continue down that path? Because, like, the first couple of months, we were like, okay, like, did we just invest in? But then it's like, oh, it's working. It's working. So when did you get that muscle? When did you start feeling that burn, that good burn about like, oh, InnerSense, this is it. This is going the right direction.
I wish I could say it was like 2 days into it,
But
it,
how long have you been at
So
this?
yeah,
Be
that's-
honest
yeah,
about
so
that.
We've
Yeah.
been at it 20 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. have to dust you off.
Yeah, because again, you're on the
Wow.
expedite. I'm not. I don't own it.
I mean,
I'm just here for the ride. But
This is my first time on the roller coaster. They're like, oh, been there, done that. So I love that.
Well, I think it's important that it is like, again, you are like the first couple of months. It's sometimes, I mean, a bumpy road.
It's
Go
a
ahead.
bumpy road.
Listen
Yeah.
to July 7th, so fresh.
But okay, so you already said though, you said it differently than I'm going to say it, but the essence of it was there. It's like a journey, not a
Yes.
destination, and so you just need to
I love
love
that.
like every minute
Mhm.
of it.
Believe in it.
Stay connected to your passion. Just stay connected to your passion.
Very
and for
good.
me, it's like people are. I'm passionate
Yes.
about people,
Yes.
and so any way, shape, or form I can uplift anybody that is in my circle, that's what I'm going to do.
I love
and it's
that.
not necessarily always about the product or always about the thing.
Mhm.
It's about the connections. You said all that. Like you
Yeah.
have all the makings
You do.
to make
Thank you.
whatever you do
Thank
great.
you.
And I know that to be true. What is the name of your hair fragrance?
Blackbird.
Blackbird. That's
Blackbird.
beautiful.
Yeah, Blackbird.
And is it one SKU right now? Or?
Just one SKU.
Okay, and it's
Mhm.
out. You
It's
have it out.
Yeah,
Okay.
she's out. She's
All right.
ready to rock and roll. So
Nice.
yeah, she's
and so
doing her
we
thing.
can get
Where
it on
can
a
we
website.
find you at that?
Yeah, you can get it at smshairco.com.
Okay.
smshairco.com. My advice to you is stay the course. So again, I would say, just like Joanne said, I mean, it was year really 14 for you
Yes.
before your business
Took a
became
turn.
what it is. And now
Beautiful.
Innersense is a world
Major.
renowned. They are a huge hitter in the
Yes.
industry. And you, my friend, have stuck with it
Mm-hmm.
when other people
That-
weren't believing in slinging product and still
I
doing
love
hair
it.
not that long ago
That's
to
so
where you are today,
Yeah.
launched internationally. So
It's
again,
major.
stay in
Stay
the
in- stay in,
vision
yeah.
because if it's what you believe in,
Yes.
there's going to be a lot of no's before there's
Yeah.
yeses. But if there's some yeses and you believe in it, it will always be a yes. Yes.
And if you ever want to have a conversation about it offline, my husband is the biggest cheerleader for people getting in the industry and
Ooh.
startups, and when we have
Count me in.
resources. And guess what his name is? Greg Starkman. So he is another Mr. G.
Very cool.
Yeah,
Okay.
Mr.
When
Anderson.
he was doing hair, we would joke and say he was Mr. Gregory, is
I
what
love
we would
that.
say.
Yeah.
But now we call him Mr. Innocent. So you're Mr. G and he's Mr. Innocent. So I'd love to introduce you
I would love
to
that.
him
Yeah.
someday. Can we end on a little note? I have my ingredient inspiration cards here, and these are near and dear to my heart because these are all ingredients that we use in our products. And I am the author to all of the messages on them.
Beautiful.
So I would
Wow.
love to see what message you got today and
Absolutely.
see if it resonated with you.
There you go. I'm going to close my eyes.
Okay.
Let's see what we got. This one feels good.
Okay.
All right. I have pumpkin seed oil. Oh, wow. I am healthy and vibrant.
I believe that to
Yes,
be
There you
true.
go.
Okay.
This is so kismet, ladies. It is. Have you been feeling out of balance? Have you been working too hard and pushing yourself beyond your limit? A slight emotions. Wow.
We're gonna cry
You
on
pulled
the
this card.
podcast.
Very cool.
Yeah.
You pulled this card as a reminder to slow down and adopt a more leisurely pace.
Mm.
We all have moments in life where there seems to be too much work and not enough time to get it all done. Wow, Joan. Take a deep breath and reprioritize, making sure that you put yourself, thank you, at the top of the list. You will find that when you take care of yourself first, you will bring more harmony and ease into your life. Find pumpkin seed oil in Color Awakening Hair Bath. Okay? InnerSenseBeauty.com.
Yes.
Yeah, does that resonate with
Wow,
you?
I mean,
Mr.
like
G?
10 out of 10. Actually, 11 out of 10. Like, wow.
Wow.
So, and I'm not making this up, people.
We're here for the
That's yours to
authentic
keep.
Thank you. I
connection.
can have this? Oh, and I'm keeping it.
Yeah.
Somewhere special.
This
guy-
Remember this moment.
This
Yeah.
guy's a scrapbooker. It's in there. I was
Oh.
like, actually, sign this thing for me.
Oh! Joanne, I told you that you were going to want your autograph.
Oh, Lisa, thank you.
Yeah.
Whichever side feels good.
Yeah, Mr. G, thank you so much for being our first official guest as Joanne and I co-hosted the Trust Your
Absolutely.
Innocence podcast. This is very fun for us. It's so fun
Gotcha.
to meet new people.
Very genuine vibes here. And I thank you so much, Casey, and thank you so much.
Oh, and thank you so much
Mr.
for
G,
being
here.
quite
Really
fabulous.
appreciate
So
it.
again, one more time, the name of your hair perfume and where they can find you.
Absolutely. Again, Mr. G from Studio M out of Frisco, Texas. Hair perfume is called Blackbird. You can purchase it at smshairco.com. Thank you
Let's
so
do
much.
it.
In this conversation, as co-host, me and Casey welcome Muhammad Abdullah, founder and designer of Habibi Eyewear. The barber community discovered Muhammad and his brand, and from there, Habibi's growth and impact truly took flight. In our conversation, you'll learn the story behind the name Habibi, the inspiration that fuels his design, and how his heart-centered passion and creativity are making a meaningful difference in the world. It may inspire you to buy a new pair of sunglasses. And Casey was actually wearing hers from Muhammad. I didn't have mine. I should have ran and got them. But if you're visually watching this, you're going to love what it looks like. All right. I hope you enjoy this conversation. Hi, good morning, dear friends. We are here at Iconic 2025 in Napa, California with Vagaro. So excited. I'm Joanne Starkman, Trust Your Inner Sense podcast. And wow, we are having fun. I'm here with my dear friend, Casey Voss, the Curl Boss, who has her own podcast. You want to tell them about it?
Sure. So my podcast is It's Not About Your Hair, where we talk all things hair, heart, and happiness, which leads us today to with our special guest that we met. We were actually across from each other. And Muhammad was so kind. He was setting up his booth very efficiently and in the matter of 2 minutes with flooring and
Beautiful.
displays.
Yeah.
And we were
like
kinda
all jealous.
"Nah."
And
And he's like, do you guys want to use my floor? And that started this beautiful relationship. And now here I sit with my custom.
I didn't bring mine. Oh, dang.
So
well.
anyways,
Okay.
we'll let you
Well,
continue on with
yeah.
that. We'll tell you more about these, but homemade,
Handmade.
handmade. I'm sorry, honey. Handmade by the one and only sitting right next to me. And we can't wait to share that with you guys.
So this is amazing. These sunglasses are incredible.
Yeah.
I've never had an experience purchasing sunglasses like this before.
yeah.
Muhammad is top notch, incredible. And the name of the company is Habibi, right?
Correct.
And could you tell us, like, just start from the beginning?
Sure.
Like, you're
Yeah.
like an enigma in my mind now. So,
Yeah.
like,
Customized glasses.
yeah.
So in 2010, I actually started Habibi as a clothing line.
Okay.
So I had a couple boutiques in the greater Cleveland, Ohio area, and it did well. I really specialized in women's clothing, and you think you know how women's clothing fits and how it's made, and then you realize you don't. And then you also realize in the clothing industry, when you're smaller, by the time you get your designs out, the newest trend is in because you got hundreds of brands ahead of you with
Yeah.
bigger budgets. And I've always been somebody who wore glasses day or night. And even if I had a cheapie, someone would want to just buy it off my face. It was just a common thing. And I was always into glasses. And thank God in 2012, I found manufacturing for that. And I turned Habibi into a strictly eyewear brand, which I do all the designs for.
That's awesome.
You're really talented at it. So can you tell, like, is it just like a feeling when you're like either A, designing, or B, like interacting with somebody, looking at their face shape? Like, is there, or like for our listeners out there, can you give them like little tips and tricks on like, what are you looking for? Like, how does
that's
that all
good.
work?
That's good.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
because I feel like you picked out something
I
for
would-
me that I probably wouldn't have chosen.
Yeah.
I put a couple of this was the funnest thing, and then you can answer her question because I'm interjecting. But I thought it was really cool because I picked up things I'm always drawn towards, and you were like, "Hey, can I make a suggestion? In both pairs, I would not have leaned towards, and both of them were fun. And I ended up getting something totally different. And so when you're thinking about a glass, do you think about the face shape? What is it? Their style? Is it all of it?
Yeah, so just to go to the first part,
Yeah,
we'll
great.
start with the design and then move to the client. So I will say this, eyewear is like many industries today. Like, yes, you can be original, but there's a lot of things that have been done. So I do have some designs that are your traditional shapes, which maybe I change the size or add my own color. And then I do have original from scratch, like the pair Casey has. That's an original design from scratch, truly are, from paper to CAD to brought to life. In that process, I'm thinking about the brand as very universal. Like, you cannot put my clientele into a box. We serve
I love
like all
that.
ethnicities, all ages. And so I'm always thinking that, because a lot of people do tell me, Mohammed, I never find so many pairs of glasses from a brand that actually look good on me. I hear that a lot.
Can I tell you, I just love your brand even that much more now that you just said that. I'm like, that is such an incredible lens to build your brand from.
Yeah,
Everybody.
yes. And then again, in the manufacturing process, I also specialize in, I can sort of compare it to a Pantone. We come up with the color of the lens ourselves, and then we mass produce it. So it's custom tinted by hand to get the color, and then they're full UV protected, but you can wear them day or night. So
Yeah, that is what I loved about this, actually, is it was light enough,
still for inside. or
Yeah, it
nighttime.
was cool because there was a couple cool guys walking around here yesterday with the glasses, and I'm like, can't do it. But these are beautiful for that.
You can even wear them behind the chair. I have a lot of barbers and stylists that'll wear them behind the chair.
Oh.
And this was just to kind of say, like, when Habibi first came out, I used a lot of exotic wood. So in 2012 to about 2016, Habibi was just known. People would, I bought some wood glasses, right? Like, and then in
okay.
2016, when I started dealing with barbers and stylists, it went to, I bought some Habibi glasses because barbers and stylists are true trendsetters.
That's true.
The whole beauty industry people are people who say they want something different and mean it. They don't just line up in the same, like other people say they want something different and they line up in the same stores and buy the same stuff. People
That's
in the
very
beauty
true.
industry,
Oh, that's so
and they launched my brand. They
Wow.
made the brand, which will take us into the next part of the question, which is, my motto is, I don't sell, I style. I will
love
tell you not to buy something that looks good on you before I will take your money. It's just, I want you to wear it more than you, and it's an art to me. So we work very hands-on with all of our customers. It's more of an experience. Like we want to style you. We want to get you out of, I have 20 glasses that all look the same. So that is the part of the, like you said, the experience. We want it to be an experience. We know people work hard for their money, and we want them to feel like, wow, that was an amazing time I had at that booth or with that purchase.
So if somebody were at home and they were like, can you explain when you're thinking about something, like why you would pick something for someone? So when you were like, I think these look good. So if someone's at home, was it the shape of my face? Was it my hair? What are you looking for? I'm sorry, I'm eating this. Or what is something someone should look for when they're picking a shape? Or is that was my question. Is it more of a feel? Is it a style? Or is it always like, if you have a round face, you should look for?
Yeah, for me, it's a feel, and I really wish I could teach it, because I
It's
really
like
feel
hair.
like this
You can't
brand
just
would,
say.
I really feel this brand would just be on such another level if I could teach that to others. I think you get a lot of your traditional, you visit your traditional optical shop or somewhere, and it's always like, your face is round, by this shape. Your face is oval, by this shape. I'm not a believer in that.
Okay.
I'm a believer in your personality, the way we greeted each other, your energy. Like, you could have somebody that can own a frame you would not think would look good on them just by their personality.
I can agree.
So
with that.
it's a lot of things going into it, and again, it is a feel for me, and it's just been my niche since the beginning. Like I said, they would buy glasses off my face before it was my own brand.
Which reminds me of what we were just talking about at your booth earlier, about trying to build an online business, because the things are there. Like, you have a great brand, you have a great story, you have a great look, you have a great product, and you're like, it's, figuring out the online piece. And we're like, it is you. It's that story. It's your energy around the thing, because just like me, there's a lot of curly hair specialists. There's a lot of product brands.
Yeah.
And we don't have to be for everyone, but for the ones we're for, they're connecting to who we are. And I feel drawn to you the minute we walked in the door, and I think still that thing. So how would people find you if they were looking for you? Can they find you on social? Are you figuring that out? Where are you at with that?
Yeah, no, I've always been on social media and online, like e-commerce store. Our Instagram is Habibi Sunglasses, HABIBE Sunglasses, and the website is iwearhabibi.com. I think I'm just now making peace with the fact that, not by choice, I'm going to have to be the face of this brand.
I have to agree.
I wanted to. My goal was always to have a popular, potentially famous brand without me having to be the face, and I think there's no way around it. And I'm trying to make peace with that and get out here more, even put myself more on the social media posts, do more interviews like this, because I'm very selective. You come to the booth and you're gonna get the energy, the experience, but outside of that, I'm a lot more reserved. So I have to carry that energy from selling into explaining this story and breaking it into other industries and other people who don't get to experience this amazing beauty industry like we do.
Well, I'm curious, why the beauty industry? Like, you're not a barber, or, I mean, did you explain that already?
Yeah,
Have I
how did you
missing
end up
something?
in
Like,
the beauty sector?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I had a retail location in a very nice mall in Ohio, and a barber who we already knew of each other, and he kept coming to my place in the mall, and this was in 2016, and he said, "Look, I'm putting on a barber competition. You have a really nice product. Why don't you come be a vendor?" And like 2 times in a row, I didn't blow him off, but I just kind of played it off. Like, well, I don't know what that is. I don't know what to expect, but I know this guy is well respected in the community, and I know he's a great guy. So finally he came the third time. He's like, "Look, give me a few pairs for the first place winners, and I'll just give you the booth."
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. So when I went to this show, again, it was in March of 2016. This barber, his name is Chris Santana from Cleveland. And I got to this show, and it was a Sunday. Barber competitions happen on Sundays. I didn't close early, so I didn't get there till 6 o'clock. So I get there, the place is already jam-packed. I'm trying to set up. I have these cases, the glasses go in, and they have these little clips. From the time that clip opened, never even got the glasses on the shelf. I want this one. I want that.
Wow. So you're like, not only, because, hairdressers, they always got cash in their pocket. They're always, they are the cash in the pocket people. I'm like, you never met more broke cash in the pocket people, because we like to buy. So you found the right group to hang out. We would like to look good, and we like to buy it. I was like, get me, before you even set up, I think I was your first person.
You already had them locked in. I already know what I want.
Like, yeah, he knows the number, dang it.
Since that weekend in that March of 2016, thank God, I have done roughly between 32 to 48 barber shows a year for the last going on 10 years straight, minus 2020. We had a shutdown, and thank God barbers and stylists through that shutdown even carried me, just ordering some directly. Some were even just going online ordering without even, like, I have a show special, so I usually will give outside of the show to my regular clients. Yeah, barbers and stylists, thank God, were major in carrying me through the shutdown when I thought I would be done.
Wow.
Turned out to be my best year ever. No travel.
That's incredible.
Who else had their best year turnaround during COVID?
Yeah, we did.
For sure.
Yeah.
Major growth during that time.
People were really interested in health and staying home and wanting to, like, kind of care for themselves and their hair more. And it was a good time for
Yeah.
us for
Mm.
sure.
And for me, it was a real showing of people who really care about your brand.
Yeah.
And I think
That's
people,
true too.
unfortunately, I think now, unfortunately, the world has now we've gotten a little more distant. But in 2020 through that May of 2021, people really rallied together
They did.
and really did anything, not just to help themselves, but help
Help
others.
each other. Yes,
Yeah,
for sure.
yeah.
Yep, definitely.
And that's how any business grows, really, is through the support of the people that, get behind what you're doing. And I'm really excited that you're here because there's only 2 vendors here.
Yeah.
Well, maybe 3.
Yeah.
But it was really
Yeah.
cool.
Well, so I'm going to put you on the spot now. Like, tell us something people don't know about you. Like, I'm pushing the wire on putting yourself out there beyond the sunglasses. And,
Well, all
I mean,
right.
granted,
Beyond the
granted,
sunglasses.
you're beyond the shades.
Oh.
What's happening there? But I know entrepreneurs, we work hard, right? So
Mhm.
I don't know about you, but for me, it's like kind of almost work is a gear that I can get very, very stuck in. But
Yeah.
I'm like, come on, what's beyond that?
What
Like,
else?
what else do you like to do? Like,
Okay,
who
so
are
we're
you
just-
really?
Me as Mohammed.
Yes.
It could just be everything.
Anything.
Yeah.
Oh no, at all. We want it. We
anything.
want it
Tell
all.
us.
I mean, I love the outdoors. I love to ride horses. I love horses and I love
Just
riding
an
horses.
interesting-
Do you have a horse?
I don't have one yet, but I would like to have one.
Tell me
do
more about the
horses.
horseback riding.
You
When
know,
when did it start? Like, is
well,
this
my
like-
daughter got me into that because she really wanted to do it. So I let her start young. And I was like, it's really odd. It seems like in our culture, not enough men ride horses. It's almost
Yeah, it
become
used to start
dominated by
with the
women.
men. It
and
was the
yeah,
cowboys, right?
like men should ride horses. I still
Yeah,
see
they
a lot of Spanish men. I know a lot of Spanish men, like
for sure.
Mexicans, still ride horses and rope and all that. And
Yeah.
it's like, I enjoy riding horses.
You got
I
to go
love
to
the outdoors.
Montana.
I know. I drive through there, and I just drive. Like it's beautiful though.
Yeah. That's interesting.
wow, that's super cool. So is that Western? That would be Western, like riding, right?
No,
Like,
we're a
or-
little more equestrian style. We're 2 hands, and
Okay.
I've done Western style riding when I'm out west,
Mhm.
just on trail rides and stuff, and they only let you put the one hand, and it's really odd to me.
Okay.
But I can do it. But we're more like my daughter would potentially like to eventually compete and jump.
Okay.
Me, I just want to ride the horse.
Mm-hmm.
I like its 4 feet to just go, not be in the air.
Well, I would like to just encourage you that maybe horse shows is the next spot that
Ooh,
your people are at, because I'm like also a group of fancy pants people, like those horse show people.
Kind of fancy.
They're like belt buckles and sunglasses. I'm going to say that might be a passional collide there. You might be the hairdresser.
Might be
in
onto
the-
something here.
Yeah.
She might launch me
Horse
into my
folks,
next
I
industry.
mean, yeah, I got you. Like, find us at the next horse show. It'll be awesome.
Or is she just saying like she doesn't want me here in the beauty show? Like,
No. I
no,
think
we
you
want
can
you
be
here
every.
too.
I
Yeah.
like, everywhere for everyone. I like it.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah. No,
awesome.
that's super cool. Yeah. Anything else?
I mean, I love the outdoors. I
Mhm.
love the beach. I love the water. I live in Florida, so we have amazing beaches there. I love the Gulf side of Florida. The water is amazing, and the beaches are amazing. And I'm a big believer in quality of life. So I want to achieve success and wealth more than anybody, but I believe like quality of life is so important because
Amen.
when you get to a certain point, like what are you doing that any big CEO can't, right? Like
Mhm.
a steak can only get so good. The
Mhm.
water can only get so clear, right? Okay, maybe I'm not flying in a private jet, but I have time. I do
Yeah,
things.
we
I don't
believe
just
that.
I don't just
Yes.
work. So quality of
Yeah.
life is
Okay,
something I think
good.
is
That's
important.
that's an important.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's an important point for sure.
That's a huge one. I think we're
Yeah.
working on that. Well, Joanne, you want to
Okay,
pull a
well,
card?
this is your special gift for being here
So
and
tell 'em what
sharing
those
your
are.
story. So these are my ingredient inspiration cards,
Okay.
and I penned all of them. I'm the author, and they are going to give you and they're ingredients from our product.
So they're
And
all natural
all-
ingredients
yeah, all-
connected to nature, which is
Yes.
kind of part of what you. And so we're just having them pull a card, right?
And so you can pull a card and let us know if it resonates with you.
Okay.
Oh my goodness,
I
this
am-
is
This
crazy.
is rigged.
Pumpkin
This
seed
is
oil.
rigged.
This is rigged. So almost all of our guests have pulled this card. So I'm
Yeah.
curious. Read
Yeah.
what it
See
says
if
and
it-
see
yeah,
if it
resonates.
resonates.
Well, on this side, it says, I am healthy and vibrant.
Mm-hmm.
And on this side, this is the other side. I'm going to flip it again to
Yeah.
read it because it's longer. Of course, it says Inner Sense at the top. And it says pumpkin seed oil. Have you been feeling out of balance? Have you been working too hard and pushing yourself beyond your limit? You pulled this card as a reminder to slow down and adopt a more leisurely pace. We all have moments in life where there seems to be too much work and not enough time to get it all done. Take a deep breath and reprioritize, making sure that you put yourself at the top of the list. You will find that when you take care of yourself first, you will bring more harmony and ease into your life. Yeah, I think this is a great, I don't think anybody could not need to hear this today. you know?
Yeah.
Like we have to put ourself and our families and, those things before just the work. Cause I think that's when you become more successful. And yeah, I can relate to that. I think the last 2 years I have pushed very hard. Actually going into 2026, we're going to scale back a few shows. We're going to cut it down and work on also adding some education with the shows and just scaling back. So yeah, that was refreshing to read.
That's
good.
awesome.
I'm glad.
Yeah.
I'm happy
Time
to
to
hear
ride
that.
the horses.
Well,
Just a little bit
I was
more.
going to
No,
say,
that's right.
I'm looking forward to seeing more of you online. I'm looking forward to sunglasses and horses. Are we going to be seeing that? Like, you got to put a horse on
Well, I
your
think,
on
yeah,
your.
I've been visualizing this photo shoot because, you always picture like a guy in a Western cowboy hat, but this vibe
on a horse with sunglasses.
with some really, heck yeah, super.
Yeah,
I love
wherever
it.
I go, I always look like the guy who was not supposed to be there anyway. So I fit right in, Like I go
Yeah.
to theater and places like that, and they're like, "How is this guy here?"
I think it's perfect. I think you have that just music type of vibe. You
I'm
can
me
fit
wherever I
anywhere,
go. I'm me
I like
wherever I
that.
go. That's
Yeah.
one thing for
And
sure.
people
I am
love
me.
that for
Yeah.
sure.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, we really appreciate having you on today.
Yeah,
And
it's
thank
so
you so
cool.
much for your time. You're just such an inspiration. And
Thank you.
I'm super excited to wear my glasses. I'm bummed I didn't bring them on. I don't know what I was thinking. I was more focused on my coffee than my sunglasses.
Yeah.
Darn it. But-
Coffee is amazing.
Coffee's
it
pretty
is.
good.
It is
Yeah.
good,
So just one
All
more
right.
time, fill them in. Where can
Yes.
they find you?
Yes.
You guys, something really important is don't put a price tag on finding your own personal style. And I really feel like it's fun. So maybe hop onto the website, order something outside of your box. And where can they find that at?
Yeah, you can find our website at eyewearhabibi.com, and that's spelt out like actual eyewear. And then on Instagram at Habibi, which is HABIBE sunglasses. And if you do have prescription lens needs, feel free to reach out. We do that as well.
Oh, that's
Great.
So cool. My
Thanks for
husband's
hanging with
calling
us.
you. You're
Yeah,
he's
he's
gonna
on
get-
it.
Yeah, he's
I'm
on it.
answering.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Awesome. Well, thanks for being
Yeah,
here.
thank you for
Thank you,
being
ladies.
here.
This was
Yeah,
amazing.
and thank you, our dear listeners. Thanks so much for being here. I hope you got inspired by this and you go get yourself a new pair of sunglasses because
And-
I know I did.
And thank you, Vagaro, for this amazing,
Yes.
iconic
Oh, for
2025
sure.
in Napa. And
Yeah.
we all got a chance to reset and enjoy this amazing part of California.
Well, this is a fun and very, very personal podcast conversation for me, again, with Casey Voss as my co-host, which is so exciting. But today's guest is someone who helps shape the way the world sees and connects with Inner Sense every single day. It's our very own social media manager, Jacquie Ware. She's bringing you invaluable tips and tricks for creating top-notch social media presence, the kind that truly stands out and builds authentic connection. This is an episode that we had so much fun with, and you are definitely not going to want to miss. Plus, we share a fun fact about Jacquie that may surprise you. It's a very inspiring episode with lots of laughs, and I hope you enjoy it as much as I did.
Hey, welcome back to Trust Your Inner Sense. I'm here at Vagaro Iconic 2025 in the Napa Valley. Super exciting. And I'm here with one of my dear, dear friends, Casey Voss, the Curl Boss, who has her own website called It's Not About Your Hair. And we are, well, hi. Hi, Casey.
Hi, Joanne. Hello. Good to be here.
so
Yeah, go for it. Yeah. It's great.
No. Yeah, good. Okay. Well, and then we are here with a very, very special guest, somebody very near and dear to my heart, who is actually one of our team members at Inner Sense Organic Beauty. Her name is Jacquie Ware, and she is our social media manager. And so we have a lot of good questions for Jacquie today. And I think a lot of you listeners are going to learn a little bit about some social media skills.
Yeah, I'm super excited to be on the podcast. Usually I'm on the other end of this,
Right?
doing the editing of
Yes.
the reels for it. So it's good to be on the other side of the camera.
Yeah, I haven't seen Jacquie all dolled up like this too. I feel like you came in today and I was like, Jacquie, okay. Yeah. I'm thinking it's so fun too because a lot of people are here for different reasons. Like we asked, a lot of people are here for business. They're here for all kinds of different
Connections
connection. Yeah. And I feel like if you own a business or you're a hairdresser or you have a podcast, you need to know social media. And it seems to be when I coach or teach classes, like social media is one of the biggest hurdles for people.
For
They're
sure.
like,
For me,
well, I'm just,
yeah.
what, yeah.
Jacquie will tell you, I'm like, how do I do blah, blah, blah? Or I'm sending like, what about this idea? I'm still not good at it. I mean, clearly it's not because of Jacquie, but I'm
She's
trying
an
She's
influencer.
an
She's an
influencer.
influencer.
Yeah. I think it's one of the biggest hurdles for people when they're growing a business. I hear it all the time, like, I just am not good with social media. And so are there some things that are like, you just like, it's simpler. You just need to do this and this. Like, is there something that you're like, you can't miss out on? Like, what is the one thing you're like, oh, you need to do this if you're starting a social media? Do you have a thought?
I do. Before any of it though, I do have to say there's so many quote unquote rules with social media and they change every
All
single
the
day with
time.
every update across every platform. So I would start off by saying don't trust anyone who says that they know exactly what you should be doing.
Oh, good advice. Good advice. Run.
Good thing you didn't say that.
Yeah.
No, exactly. But I think a good general framework that people can follow is when you're first starting off with social media is try out a bunch of different series or like in your head, if you can call them like content buckets. So sometimes when you scroll on social media, you see people saying like doing XYZ part 3, part 4, part 37. And so
I've never
starting-
done that.
Yeah.
Okay,
So
keep going.
start-
Those are like,
Your
are those a
little-
little bit like cliffhangers or
It's-
not? I mean, I've seen those like when it's
Yeah.
like before and after and it's like, oh no, we don't get to the after yet. Is it
Yeah,
something
it's some
similar
ex-
to that or is it different?
It's a similar but different kind of like series thing. So a format that I've seen a lot of people blow up with is they post a lot of different types of content. And then when they get one video that usually does a lot better than the rest, you run on that one. So then you do a part 2, a part 3, a part 4 of following a very similar format of your like first viral video.
Okay,
So-
can I ask you a specific question about that while we're here? So I just had a post. I think last time I looked at it, was like 80,000 people saw it. So sometimes the average can be like 2 to 5,000. So when 80,000 people see it, and I'm kind of like, I share way too much in one post. So it's like 7 minutes and it says the average person watches it for 42 seconds. But
Yeah.
I'm like, I share the whole 7 minutes. Your suggestion in that case would have been share 47 seconds and then share another video for 47 seconds.
Well, so
And-
what you said you had one video that got like 80K views.
Yeah.
So what was the format of that video?
It was a before consultation, and I said, "Are your curls flat on the top?" Which is probably like the hook. A lot of people are like, "Oh,
Always.
my curls are flat on the top," you know. So, is it better to go short format and more post on that one topic versus sharing the whole 4 or 5 minutes at one time?
I think it depends on your audience, and it
Okay.
also depends on what Instagram is feeling at the moment, because sometimes when you upload things, it'll give you a notification that says videos longer than, I think it's
3
4
minutes,
3
yeah.
minutes, 4 minutes, however much it is, won't be pushed to new audiences and it'll just be your audience. But then sometimes if Instagram feels like it wants to push long form content, you kind of just have to stay updated on like what they're doing. So
Trickery.
there's no like hard
Okay.
and fast rule. So in this example, you have one video that did significantly better than the rest. I would just try to do that video again in a slightly different way.
Gotcha.
But like using that format or maybe that topic, because there was something about that video that really resonated with your audience.
I gotcha.
And so it's about finding what part of that they resonated with and repeating that over and over. So maybe it is like the flat top topic that they're all about, or maybe it was like the format of the way you did the consultation video.
Gotcha.
Either way, there's something about that people want to see again and again.
Okay. So are you doing that with InnerSense right now? Do you see that you're working that series?
So InnerSense is a little bit different because it is a brand and not a personal like content creator profile.
Oh, gotcha.
So with the brand, I think I do that, but like in different pillars. So every month we have certain things that need to go on social. So for example, I want to post about our philanthropy partners every single month. And I want to post about the promotions we're doing every single month. And I want to have Joanne on there every single month. So within those topics, then you're testing different content formats and then seeing from there what's working the best. I think a good example of that would be I do a lot of like product UGC, which is kind of just like me holding the products in some way or another. And so there's so many different like trending formats that you can use with that and just trying those out in a bunch of different ways. And at the end of month, you look and you see, okay, what are my top performers in each of these content buckets? And then repeating those for the next month and seeing if that's actually repeatable. Or if it was a one-off. And then you kind of go adjusting your strategy as time goes on.
So this is why people are afraid of social media. That's a lot of it. Like, gotta adjust, repivot, figure it out. So do you Google? Would you Google how to, I guess, I don't know. How do you know what's trending?
So I think, especially when you're talking about like your personal profile as a content creator, typically what you're consuming is going to be similar to what you're putting out. So I would say, for example, maybe you're a musician, right? And all your content is about your music. And so you follow a ton of musicians. If you see some viral videos, then I would start saving them just like under your favorites or maybe put them in your likes, however you can. And then go back and do those trending formats, but like with your own stuff, your own spin, your own music. But if you are seeing on your feed what's working for other people, then I would say that's a good place to start for like trends that you can try.
Okay, I got it.
What's the latest trend?
What is
the
serious?
trend that you see
Oh
that's
my gosh.
so good?
The latest one that I'm currently working on a post right now for us is the new horizontal format on Instagram.
Right.
I saw.
What is that?
You can
seen
post
it?
something that is like a video that basically is like this. I forget what the exact dimensions are.
It's not the
but
same
it is.
dimension.
It
as a
literally
regular
looks
post.
like
It's
this.
like it's narrow.
Super
Icon just did
horizontal.
it, didn't they?
Yes,
I
they
think so.
do.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the first one I saw. I'm like, I think this is broken. You know, so if you're old and you're watching the internet, then you see trends and you're like, it's not working. You know, and so
And then you
unfortunately, I'm like, skip, you know, and then you find out that it was an actual trend. I mean, this can be confusing.
that was my first reaction when I saw the first one of those posts. I think it was actually DoorDash where I saw the first one. I was like scrolling up and down. I was like, what is broken with my Instagram right now? But
and that's a trend. So you want to break the gram to get it out there. So can I ask what's your favorite? Is it TikTok? Is it Instagram? Is it Facebook? And then there's others that the young community's using that I don't even know what they are. Is there a favorite for you?
my favorite is for sure TikTok. So that was my first social media that I really started posting on.
Okay.
And so in college, me and my roommate, we were just obsessed. Like every dance trend that came on there, we were making our little videos. Like it was so much fun. I think TikTok is a lot of fun.
So in business, do you think TikTok, like as a social media content creator for InnerSense, do you find that TikTok is their number one?
No, so for InnerSense, I would say it's Instagram.
Okay.
I was actually just having a conversation with Jasmine about how to choose what platforms to be on. And what I told her was look at your audience demographics that you have right now and then choose a platform. So
Okay.
she was talking to me about something that her husband is doing. And I'm like, well, if you have like a mostly male audience, maybe you should try Twitter or X or whatever we're calling it now.
Uh-huh.
But it's like if you have a more female audience, maybe lean more towards Instagram. And if it's an older demographic, maybe like Facebook, Instagram. If it's a younger, do like TikTok, Instagram. So look at who your audience is and then meet them where they are.
Okay. I have another thought on this, or question, I guess. I think it's really fascinating. So I'm on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok, and YouTube. Okay. And every one of those, which I was asking Joanne about hers, she said, I don't know some of those things, but this is funny. On Instagram, I get the most, I feel like that is my most engaged group, right? Instagram.
Mhm.
Facebook are my biggest buyers, and they're all like women over the age of 55. So they want to know the step by step, right? And they want the long content format. Instagram's like probably my age, 26. And TikTok, I went viral on TikTok earlier this year, and then it scared me because I had a post that had 5.8 million views, and then another post that had like 2 million views. And what happens is I just like nice people. So when something goes viral, you get a lot
Get
of
trolls
other
or the-
people. And I don't like when people say mean things. And so most of the time my social's nice, but on TikTok, I feel like that's a younger population. And they are like, one lady was like, how come your hair is so red and frizzy? Shut up. And I was like, who says that? Like, I wouldn't even say that in real life. Like, do you find that? Like, that's exactly what you said. And I screenshot it and reread it 400 times to make myself feel really good. But so now I'm like less on TikTok because I think maybe I'm too old and I don't have the system to be able to manage that. Do you think that TikTok is a little bit more like comment aggressive than some of the
Yes.
other?
Definitely, I do. Obviously, it's hard to say that as like a hard and fast rule.
Right.
But
Yeah.
that is what I see. But I also think that's kind of because I find TikTok to be the best platform for reaching new audiences.
Yeah, I would agree.
And so when you're reaching new people, you're no longer talking to your community that
I
knows and loves you. It's like a bunch of strangers who are
stranger
seeing you for the first
danger.
time, who have a ton of opinions.
Yeah.
And so I think that's the tough thing about TikTok. That's why I stopped posting on my personal TikTok because, you know, you would like reach a level where you're like, oh my gosh, people love it. And then you get those comments and you're like,
Yeah, it's like, I'm out of here. I don't
Actually,
want
I'm
people to
okay.
be
Is there
mean.
ever a thing of not looking at comments?
Yeah.
Like, that-
I have heard a lot of bigger creators say that, like people who like really have their career on social media, like that is their main job. I've heard a lot that like to save their sanity, they're not on social media. They post
but
and
then
they get
just
off.
get off.
And they don't look at comments, or they have someone who's like moderating their account.
Mm-hmm.
But like when your whole world is social media like that, I think it's honestly healthier
Mm-hmm.
to not look at your comments
Mhm.
and not like scroll through them all day
Mhm.
and take them to heart and like be
Right.
in bed and be like, oh, this person said something bad about me, because it's terrible. But the negative ones always
Stick out more.
stick
or
a little more than the positive ones.
Right. Like you can have 1,000. And that particular post, I had like 1,000 nice comments. But that one,
Yeah,
I'm like
it's the
mulling
one
it over
negative
later. I'm
one.
like, why do we do that?
I know.
Yeah.
I think it's just like human psychology. It's in
Correct.
our DNA to like latch
You want
on a little
people
bit
to
to
like
the
us
negative.
too.
Yeah.
Yeah. You want people
And
to-
remember
yeah.
the negative.
Yeah.
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 And really, the reality of it is, it's not about us. It's really
Ugh,
just about
no.
villains.
It's
that
a
they're
reflection of
looking at-
them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
that they're looking at.
Exactly.
Yeah, so, oh, that's
But
it's
even
tough.
knowing that, it's
Even
still
knowing that,
hard
like,
to
it's-
not
it
take
is,
it to
it is,
heart
yeah,
for
for
sure.
And so if you're listening, that is a part of it, I think. That when I coach people, even on social media, is just as much as I'm saying that, and I hope it doesn't deter you from doing it, it's a part of it. But for that, I will say that on the other flip side of that, I've had more authentic conversations with
Mhm.
perfect strangers and connected with people in a way that I would never meet in person
Mhm.
had I not had that opportunity. And so I really do think it's a way to visualize your brand. And I have a question about the trending thing. So a lot of times I tried to jump on some of the trends and then I felt like it wasn't so much me. And like if I'm here and doing it, I want it to be me. So do you feel like it's more important numbers, like trying to get on these trends, or do you think it's more important to stay true to yourself, or is there a hybrid somewhere in the middle of that? Do you know what I'm saying? To
I think
grow
it
followers.
depends on what your profile is. I think I'm going to guess the majority of people watching are maybe have more of like a business focus for their content. But if you were like how I was in college, like I have my personal account and I hop on every trend I see because
Yeah.
I'm just having fun, then like, yeah, absolutely do it. And your account's going to grow because you're hopping on every single trend and kind of using them as little ladders. But when it's more about like a personal brand or a business, I think you have to choose your trends very carefully because you can water down kind of like what you're projecting on social if you're just hopping on trends that don't really make sense for you. And I think your audience can tell when it's not
Real.
authentic.
Yeah. Very good.
Yeah. Wow. It's a lot to think about,
So
Jackie.
much.
I love it. No,
Yeah.
Amazing. Yeah.
Okay, one more fun. How many times a day do you think is the right amount of times to post? Once a day, twice a day, 100 times a day? Some people be on their TikTok 700 posts a day.
I think that's another question that doesn't exactly have an answer.
Okay, folks.
But I would say maybe if you're a brand or working on a brand account, keep it to once a day tops. I
Oh.
think when it comes to brands, people don't appreciate being bombarded on their feed as they're scrolling by like 7 posts a day by like a company. But if you have a personal account and people are following you because they want to see like your personality and what you're doing on a day-to-day, then I think it's more acceptable to do the like 3-4 posts a day if you're really feeling it, you know?
Okay. Interesting.
That's really
Lots
good.
to take in.
Lots to take in. I'm like, whoa. Yeah, for
I
sure.
hope some of it was helpful.
It's super helpful.
Yeah.
I have one more thought because I think this is so funny. I've said one more 12 times, but I was going to tell you guys that what I found on YouTube. So my girl who does my podcast on YouTube, this is so funny. I've had one boyfriend my whole life. It's my husband. My entire YouTube follower is men, 100% men, 67 and older. Is that fascinating? I'm like, no, lady, 67 and older. So the 7 of you who are here and paying attention to the redheaded women in the world, we appreciate your follow. It's a little weird. I don't know how the 67 and older got on YouTube, like as a source group, but isn't that
Maybe
funny?
they got the curls in there.
Yeah, what are they Googling? Curly hair? Like, I have a podcast particularly geared towards women. That's what's on YouTube. And that's like, isn't that funny?
That's so
Joanne, I want to pull up yours. Because yours is probably, what if they're both like, you know, interesting. So give a wink to the 67s and up.
Hello.
Okay. Do you have any more questions that you would like?
I appreciate you being here, Jackie,
I'm
and
so
your
happy to be on the podcast.
tell us something about like just like random personal, if you, I mean, that doesn't have to be too personal, but like, what's a fun fact about Jackie?
Yeah.
that we don't know
Fun
about?
fact
Yeah.
about me, I have a black belt. I have a first degree black belt in a Korean martial arts. So watch out.
Wow, she's like this big, like, and she go whoop
That's what
us
I
all.
mean. That's
Yeah.
what Yeah.
Oh my God, that's a very interesting fact. So do
That
you
is a
keep
fun
up on that now?
I don't anymore, but for a lot of like my childhood, teens, like a little bit into college, that was a huge thing for me, like 5 times a week.
Dude,
But
you could be
Wow.
famous
Too
on
busy for that
TikTok for
now.
the,
Yeah.
you could be the tiny black belt. I feel like that's
stealing that.
Yeah, I think you should.
gonna
You
go
heard
check
it
the
here
ticket.
first. The social media guru gave the social media guru a
It
tip.
could be the teeny tiny
The
black belt.
Yeah, the tiny black. Yeah, I love it.
She's scary. Small
Yeah.
but mighty.
Yeah,
See?
tiny. Okay, let's pull one of these cards. If you get the same one, I'm gonna be just like,
So we have our ingredient inspiration cards here in front of us, and Jackie is going to pick her very, very special message for the day.
and so if they haven't tuned into the other ones,
Oh,
these
yes.
are ingredients that are in all the Inner Sense products, and you wrote all of these affirmations that are on here. Okay, let's go. Let's see what you get.
This one. I let my love and light shine.
Oh.
This is actually one of my favorite cards.
Oh, this is so fun.
I love this one. Lotus gives us strength and resilience to make decisions and move in a new direction. Connect with your passion and remember to always let your light shine.
Oh,
I think you're doing a great job at that. You're always so fun and welcoming, and just you are a light.
you
It's
are
very fun.
very
Lotus
bright
flower.
light. Tiny, but
Mighty.
Mighty.
Yeah. Let your little light shine for all the world to see. You're doing a great job.
yeah.
You may remember Breanna Bell from a previous podcast episode where she shared her heart, her craft, and her story with us. Today, she sits down with me and Casey to go even deeper, more personal, more inspiring. Breanna has recently stepped into a powerful new role as executive director of the Kansas City Board of Cosmetology, while continuing to educate and empower through her very own Curlology Curl Academy and curriculum. I hope you find this conversation fun, full of honesty, connection, and the kind of wisdom that comes from only lived experiences.
Hi, I'm Joanne Starkman with Trust Your Inner Sense podcast. Super excited to be here at Vagaro 2025 iconic event. And we are here. I'm co-hosting with my dear, dear friend, Casey Voss, the Curl Boss.
Yeah, so excited to be here. And I have a podcast called It's Not About Your Hair, where we talk all things hair, heart, and happiness. So what a great collab to be with my friend Joanne, who's trusting her inner sense, while we are talking all things about everything. And our guest today is
Miss Breanna Bell. This is somebody that I've had on a previous episode on my podcast, which was one of the fan favorites, I must say. So I think people are going to be really excited to hear from you again, Breanna.
I'm glad
so
to
we're
be
gonna we're gonna get a little bit down and dirty.
Oh,
maybe. This
man.
might be a
Re-
Breanna
reveal
off.
the secrets.
Yes,
yeah.
all the secrets, all the things.
Table
So-
talk.
Table talk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Girl talk, curl talk. We're here for it. All the deets. I have one fun thing to share that Breanna and I actually interviewed at Train the Trainer together. We did. Do you remember?
I do.
And Train the Trainer, let's just give a little preface. If
Yep.
you want to be a part of the Inner Sense team, they do a very elitist project where you have to go and you have to, it's like American Idol for hairdressers.
It is.
And you get a semi-script, and the owner of Inner Sense sits in the back row on a board with people like Aaron Nelson, who's quite spectacular, and a notepad
Yeah.
while they survey you with other stylists to decide if you'll make the cut.
Yeah.
It was not pressure at all.
No
It felt
pressure.
totally normal, but that was my first time meeting you. I
was,
think, and it
yes.
was my first time meeting Joanne, and she was in the back row as a panelist. No pressure. And it was really fun because I feel like I connected to
Yeah.
you that day, and really there, it was hard to be in a peer group like that, I
Yeah.
think. But you and I were both like, we're stepping out into something. So it was really fun to get to know you and to meet you there as well. It was my first time being really infiltrated, and so
Yeah.
that wasn't that long ago
It
that I feel like we
wasn't.
started
I
on our
know.
Inner Sense like
Journey together. Yeah.
artist
I
thing.
feel like we connected so well. I remember your presentation and I was just like, oh my goodness, like that's kind of where I'm at in life. I don't know. You just spoke so inspirational and energetic and powerful. And I was just like,
You did.
of course. I
Yeah.
mean, nothing now that I've known you for
That's
so long. I'm
awesome.
like, that's nothing. That's all she does,
Mhm.
But I remember that day and I was like,
Yeah.
oh man, I want to be in her circle.
Yeah, and now look at us.
I know. Now I'm in between.
We're in
Now I'm
the
in-
inner circle, which you can also get inner circle rewards if you join Inner Sense, but that's neither here nor there.
Well, I was going to say, Breanna, I didn't really properly introduce you. I just said that you were on a previous podcast.
Yeah,
Could you
okay.
please, for our listeners, formally introduce yourself?
I
You've
will.
got a long list of fabulousness. So here we go.
Okay, buckle in. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
So yeah, my name is Breanna Bell. I am the owner of Curlology Curl Academy, and I'm also the executive director for the Kansas Board of Cosmetology. I have had a wonderful journey kind of in the hair industry of just kind of growing and developing for myself of like how can I become a better hairdresser, how can I become a better service provider. And I feel like throughout my journey of connecting with so many people, I've always wanted to find a place where I can impact others and give back. And so with these I guess, positions that I'm in now, it's just a full circle moment because
Mm.
who I was looking for inspiration, I look at myself in the mirror now and I'm like, oh my goodness, like that's who I wanted to see. And that's kind of a special moment for me right now is just the people I get to interact with. I'm like, that's the interaction I wanted more of when I was,
Mm.
like growing in the industry. And so I'm honored. I'm still learning. I'm
Yeah.
always still developing, but yeah, that's the little of me.
You are a
That's
huge
awesome.
inspiration
Yeah.
to so
Thank
many
you.
of us,
Thank
Breanna,
you.
and I'm so happy that you're giving yourself that recognition.
Aw.
And what an amazing drive for you to be like, I want to be the inspiration that I wanted
Yeah.
way back when. So good for you. Congratulations.
Thank you.
For
Thank
sure.
you.
Incredible.
I have a leading question. Having listened to your podcast with Joanne, like, because Joanne had messaged me and she's like, I listened to an episode of your podcast. And I'm like, oh, I just listened to your interview with Breanna, you
Yeah,
know?
aw.
And she's like, well, what did you like about it? And I said, well, a couple of things. Breanna, you come from a very large family.
I
Like,
do.
so I want to hit a couple
I
of
do.
these things. So you come from a very large family. You're one of how many?
One of 11.
One of
Mhm.
11.
Yeah.
And you are in a family of entrepreneurs.
Yes.
Like, how many
Lots
of your
of-
family is entrepreneurs?
I hope I get this correct. I think there's out of the 11, 8 of them are entrepreneurs. And they're all from different industries. You know, I mean, we all figure out a way to kind of like pin each other and pull each other in. I'm like, when like you need your hair done, oh, I got a brother who has landscaping. Like, so we all figure out how to connect, but they're all so diverse.
Okay, this is Joanne's podcast, but I'm going to ask one more question leading on that because I'm like, this is so fascinating to me. And because it's not just about your hair, so you can lead in
Absolutely,
these
yes.
questions. How much of that, like, I'm curious because I always want to get into the nitty gritty and you can say, okay, pass. But is there pressure in a family like that? Like, these are the questions I
Oh,
want to
that's
know.
such a
Like,
good question.
is there pressure to be an
Yeah.
entrepreneur? Is it something you're born with or is it like something that they're like, so what are you going to do? Like,
Yeah.
or do you feel like
I
this is you?
do think that there is pressure from other people. I didn't feel that pressure like from my family.
Mm.
My parents being both entrepreneurs, it was just something that they did. Like we didn't go around the house going entrepreneur, you know, like chanting.
Yeah.
It was just
Oh,
like,
good.
you know, they
Yeah.
just, you know, worked, they supported us, encouraged us.
That's so cool.
And one of the biggest things I believe I kind of shared with you on the podcast is just like in conversation and in watching them develop their crafts, they were always just encouraging us to find something you enjoy doing and keep doing it. Whether that ends up
Mm.
being a career, cool, but just always have something that you enjoy doing because that if you don't enjoy it, then it's really easy to be burnout.
Yeah.
And so I am
Yes.
glad that, like, you know, from a home perspective, I had that encouragement and that message. The pressure came from outside, you know, when you're surrounded by people and they're like, your mom does this, your dad does this, your brothers do
Wow.
this.
The
What are
community
you?
more
Yeah, the
so.
community.
Yeah.
They're like, what are you going to do? And so
Mhm.
I remember just always being like, I'm not going to be an entrepreneur. Like, just leave me alone.
Secretly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't want the pressure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And when I found something I loved doing and it just kept shifting and forming into something and I was able to kind of develop it on my own and God took me there and here. I didn't recognize that I was an entrepreneur. It just kind of happened. And
Yeah,
then
you-
people were
It
like,
was in your blood.
yeah,
Yeah.
they're like, see, I knew you were going to do it. And I'm like, oh, I guess I am, you know.
It was
So-
part of your inner
Yeah.
side. What?
So yeah, no, that's
Aw.
how I would,
Yeah,
you know.
that's awesome.
Yeah, that's incredible. Wow. Yeah, thank you for sharing that.
Yeah, it's always
Pretty
fun to
amazing.
know how we become who we are.
Yeah.
You know?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You know,
and we think about our little selves, like I was just saying earlier, like we were sitting here and, you know, in cosmetology school, like you're meeting people and doing one
Yeah.
another's hair. And it's like, we're still those people. Like
Yeah.
we're
Yeah.
still doing that. Like
Yeah.
right now,
Yeah.
like we're doing this podcast, but we're still those people that we
Yeah.
were when we were children, playing the
Aw.
thing and doing the thing. And I don't think you
Yeah.
ever change that really. I mean, I think
No.
there's a lot of value
Mhm.
in and a lot of goodness in thinking about ourselves as these young, inspired, well, it doesn't even have to be young, just these inspired human
Yeah.
beings that are connecting with our greater, deeper passion in life and to
Mm.
really focus on that and sit there and be in that essence of who we are like
Yeah.
and then it just sprouts such amazing things.
You know, I love, you know, having that kind of entrepreneurial conversation with a lot of people. And I feel like when they come to me, they're like, how do I become an entrepreneur? And that's
Mm.
what they're trying to figure out. And so to kind of go back to your question of, are you born with it? It's not always that being an entrepreneur means that you came up with this plan of I'm going to do this and I'm going to create this
Correct.
business, but it really is what inspires you and what
Mhm.
drives you. And sometimes it's the drive to help and see something change in someone else's life. And
Right.
sometimes it's internal if I want to change something in your own life. It's not always that you're building a business. I do believe that people can work in other different capacities and still have an entrepreneurial spirit.
Oh, for sure. I think in
Absolutely.
this industry particularly,
Yeah.
like if
Mhm.
even if you work in a big salon, you are an entrepreneur in the hair industry particularly because you are
Absolutely.
building your clientele. Like
Mhm.
You're
you
building your
are an
brand.
entrepreneur. You're
Mhm.
putting yourself out there. You're making yourself
Yeah.
vulnerable.
I think that's
yeah.
just why I always want to encourage people, because when they talk to me, they're like, how do I do it? And I'm like, don't focus so much on like the
The
development of
doing,
Right.
yeah.
It's connect with that
Ex-
passion
Yeah,
inside
and it
let
will
the
it will organically drive you into
Right.
where you want to be, and you'll surround yourself by people who will help support what you want to do. So I
Mhm.
think that's the
That's
beauty
so
of it.
true.
Well, I want to talk
go
about
ahead.
your new role a
Ugh.
little bit because now you're actually
Mhm.
in
Yeah.
it a bit longer than the last time we spoke.
Yes.
Well, I don't even know that you started right when the last time we
I
spoke.
had. I
You had
think
just
when
started. Yeah.
when I saw you, I think I was about a month in, and now we're going at like 2.5 months
Okay.
being the
Yeah.
director. And so,
So yeah, how
Youngest executive
Yes.
director, right? Which is also a path blazing
Yeah.
thing.
it feels great. I'm getting adjusted well. I mean, it's hard to like say you work for the state and everything's just a flowery
Perfect.
bed of ease. Like that would not be a true statement. But I feel like with the highs and lows of the day, like it just feels good to like have a team to sit down with, and no matter what happens, just to say, hey, this is what we're working on, and set goals, and
Mhm.
who is it affecting, and we can't do everything in one day. And so I think that's the beauty of the job right now, is just kind of like having a team that I can lead and support. And I'm not talented in every area. And so there's people who I'm like, oh my goodness, this
I
is
need
your area
this.
where
Yeah.
you thrive. Like what resources do you need? And I think I've seen that from how even, you have like supported me, and other people have done that for me. And so it does feel very like, oh, this is my job, as a director, is not to try to be like, it's all about me, let me lead the way,
Yeah.
but really to say, hey, let's all come together. What do I need to do, and put you in the right place so we can all thrive together? So I think that's the beauty of it. It is interesting. I've talked to so many people who are trying to get out of the 9 to 5 like space,
And you just got
I'm
into it. You're like, let me
I'm
in that door. I want to do it.
So aside from, like what I do for work, I think that's an interesting path. Is I'm enjoying kind of that structure right now. I think I've had so much freedom of being an entrepreneur, and I still have that. I haven't given that up, but
I know
it
we're
is.
seeing you a lot.
I know.
Yeah,
and
you're
I'm
still
super
traveling
excited
the
about
globe.
that. Yeah.
But that is kind of like something that makes me laugh, is I'm like, hey guys, yeah, I'm enjoying this 9 to 5 gig. And they're like, I'm trying to leave it, so
That's
it's
fun.
going well. Yeah.
Can I ask you another question that's like different than what you might normally get in an interview? I
Okay.
think for me, one of the things that I think about or that I want to hear, so I want to say as a young entrepreneur or just an entrepreneur, because it's really not an age. It's pretty awesome that you're young and been able to do this. But I mean, there's people at 45,
Yeah, you
55,
don't age
65 that
out.
are just starting
You don't age
entrepreneurship.
out, yeah.
And I think that we can look at people that are successful and think, oh, they have it all figured out. So I'm going to ask you a hard question that you can pass. Like there's a button here, just pass. What is something that you still maybe struggle with that you feel like is something that you're working on, or something that you have struggled with in the past that you feel grateful that you've been able to kind of work through or understand?
Yeah. I would say developing just I don't want to say personality. I definitely feel like I have a
Yeah.
personality, and it comes out in different aspects of my life. But because I went from, college and high school, and like I powered through that, and my focus was so much career and achievement, that there
Oh.
hasn't been a lot of like just like chill and have fun, that some other people may have taken that aspect in their lives first and then pursued. So I feel like there is a little bit of like, okay, I have some free time,
Who's
which is
BB?
probably
yeah.
like, okay, what does this look like? What are some actual personal goals
Oh,
What
I
does that
love
look like that are
that.
not so related to
Hyper
career, you know?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's very good.
Yeah. That's where I'm at right now. It's not easy.
I love that.
It's not easy, and I'm learning to say no. You know, like, I know that's so typical. People are like, oh, just figure it out, you know, and don't say yes to everything, but like to actually be in it and be like, oh, nope, don't want to be there. Yes, I want to be there, you know, and have reasoning personally behind it, I feel is where I'm developing.
That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's where
because
I'm
I
at.
think we can just say, yeah, like I've been in the cycle of that, and I'm sure you have
Absolutely.
too, like losing focus because you're like, oh, I don't want to miss out on this opportunity, but we have to slow down to be present in the moments we're in. Yeah.
Mhm. No, absolutely.
So,
That's amazing. Kind of makes me think of your sister a little bit, like
yeah.
the
Oh,
two of you
yeah.
together and the things that you do. You want to talk a
Yeah.
little bit about that? And I guess I was just thinking where I go with it, it's like I feel like I'm opposite of you, Breanna. Like you're talking about like school, education, blah blah, and then like now I'm trying to find
Figure out
out.
what's
And
yeah.
the word comes to me is like fun, and I'm
Yes,
like,
I know.
Joanne's always going to go where the fun is at. Like I
Yeah,
don't
we get the late night
with that,
text
like,
with like, got the Airbnb, rented the house, did the thing, want to come? And we're like,
no,
don't you?
and that was like a really turning point for me because I remember when you texted me one time and you were just like, hey, Breanna, like, where was it?
we were in California, and I
Yes.
was like,
And
yeah,
I was
like, you want to hop down to Palm
headed-
Springs?
yes.
Was that
Yeah.
our girls' trip?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I, you know, obviously my mind was like, I have this trip, this work, this needs to be done. And you were like, hey, Breanna, come. And I was like, I am an hour away from my flight. And you were like, that doesn't matter. And I was just like,
You're like, I'm not having fun. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it.
And then you called me and you said, why? And I was like, you were like, Breanna. And then I remember you hung up and you're like, I'm calling, you know, my assistant.
Yeah.
She's going to work it out. She calls me and she's like, so what flight do you need change? And I just started answering the questions. Next thing I know, my flights changed and it was like peaceful. I was like, oh, well, that was easy. And I'm not missing out. Like there was no work obligations or no obligations I had.
Yeah,
to
you didn't have to call anybody. And
yeah,
cancel
I
on
was like
anybody or
nothing.
anything.
Everything
Yeah.
was fine. And then it was an internal feeling of like, Breanna, be spontaneous, have fun, and just like enjoy it. And I think that opened up something. Yeah.
And that trip, Breanna, again, this is all like just personal fun facts. I have never seen, we thrifted the Dickens out of that trip. There's a girls trip, thrift the Dickens. And Breanna showed up in a suitcase the size
So much
of,
stuff.
it was like a
So much.
small carry-on. And she bought a trash sack full of stuff at the thrift store. And I
And
never
still
seen
packed it
anybody.
away.
Yeah, you got it in
Still
there. I'm like,
packed it
you're going to
away.
have to leave something back. And she's like, 10 minutes later, she comes out of her room and I'm like, where did that go? Like a Mary Poppins bag. So you have
super
multiple
tight, yeah.
gifts that are not recognized, like packing for a trip.
I'm steadily discovering them, but I'm like, this is
Yeah.
going to happen.
Part of your personality is super packer. I mean, you're going to put that on your resume, honey, because I packed for this 2-day trip. I had to check a bag. You came from 75 years of travel and added an extra trip and still had room. So, I mean, it's fabulous, actually, the
Yeah.
gifts you have.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah, that was a special trip.
Yeah, no, it was.
It was
but
special.
It did open up something in me. And, you know, you talked a lot about my sister. You know, I think that's a conversation we have a lot. My sister, she owns a custom apparel business, makes a lot of wedding dresses to kind of like surrounds her space on other people's times and other people's celebrations. And so sometimes watching her go through that, and I'm like, she's always helping other people celebrate. And I'm like, girl, I love it. We have talents, but what are we gonna do? Like, can we step out of that? So we have a lot of moments of just like, okay, take career off the table. What is something we just want to do? And
You
I
just
think,
went somewhere.
I know. We just went to Italy for like 2 weeks and then we went to go visit family and we were like off work for a month. That has never, ever, like to even say a couple
wonderful.
of days and weeks before that, like we went from trying to take a couple of days off work to like, nope, we're shutting down for a month. Like, you know.
Thelma and Louise in it.
And it was just like we had so much time to just sit down and talk like as individuals. And you know, my sister is super close to me. We're not twins, but everybody thinks we're
you're
twins.
twins,
So I just
right.
feel like we're at a
Beautiful.
point where we pace life and career decisions and all of that at the same time. So she's just someone who's super special in my life that I'm like, hey girl, I'm over here thinking this. I know you're thinking it too. So let's power through this together. So it's just nice to have somebody like
that
that.
is wonderful.
Yeah, in your
That's
life.
amazing.
So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't wait to meet her one day.
I think
know.
our next
I feel
girls
like-
trip.
I feel like you already have, but
I know,
yeah,
it's
I
just
do.
like,
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
our next girls trip. I
Yes.
say we go to Kansas
I'm
and we have some
in.
custom. We take all of our favorite thrift finds
Yes.
and we
do 'em.
have
Yes.
Catherine Bell do a
We do
redo
that,
because
yeah.
it's Catherine
Yes,
Bell, right?
yes,
Yeah.
Catherine Bell, we're coming
Yes.
for you,
We're
honey.
coming.
We're coming.
And we
I
are
need a
having
tailored something
a
like this
sewing
lady.
party. We
I want to have a
literally are.
sewing party.
Yeah.
I'm so excited for the sewing
Yeah.
party.
I love that.
Oh, it's
I'm
going to
going
be
to drink
so
another cup
fun.
of coffee and book the trip.
No, yeah, you get
Yes.
Joey and Jody. You're coming with us, honey. It'll be fun.
she would
This is
love
so
that.
fun.
She would love that. Yeah. So that's where life is right
That's
now. It's just-
awesome.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm so excited for you. I'm so excited to have been on this journey with you guys. And it really is so fun to watch you. I mean, I remember on that same trip walking with you and just talking about life. And both of us just like, it's so interesting that just staying the course, your life can look so different one day
Yeah.
later
And I-
1 year later.
You know, that trip, like, I love showing up and doing events and being in other people's spaces, but there is kind of an aspect to me that I'm always like, be professional, keep it moving. And I think there were so many different things going through my life personally that I did have a moment where I was just like crying.
Yeah.
And like to this day, you guys probably don't even know what I was crying about. But like in that moment, I was like, oh, wow, I was really vulnerable in front of like people I love. And that's not, you know, that's not a wrong thing. But for some reason, it was just like a stepping stone because I don't really do that, you know, people outside
so important.
my circle. And I'm like, no, this is a professional relationship. Keep it professional. And I'm like, no, these are people who I love being around. And I think it just opened a lot for me just to let my guard down and be like, Breanna, stop being this like uptight person all the time. So I'm learning how to be that person. But yeah, it's nice to do that with people you love.
I love that.
Yeah, it
And
is.
Joanne and I
Yeah.
believe are, well, Joanne's very professional, but I think we are the, Joanne, yeah, I can't share what she picked me up. I'm going to say, I don't want to share too much, but I will say that being surrounded by people that are real
Yeah.
is life changing.
It is.
Being in spaces where people are professional, but also real, authentic, that
Mhm.
there's like, hey, yeah, that is what makes life worth living and
Yeah.
makes all of it worth doing all the things, because really it's about the connection more than it is about
Anything
It
else.
is.
anything
Really,
else.
human beings
Yeah.
are the most important thing.
Yeah.
in
How
the
would we
world.
wouldn't
Like,
have
how-
been here?
I know.
You know, I mean, and I don't mean that like as a hierarchy thing, like animals are important
know,
too, and
yes.
nature's important too, but like from the standpoint of business and, you know, what we have or what we do or whatever it is, it's like that can all go away at any moment. Like all we
Yeah.
have is like right now. And if I'm not
Here.
being the best that I can be, and
Mhm.
I'm not saying I
Yeah.
show up the best that I am all the time. I have my moments too, but to be able to like set that course and make
Mhm.
that your
Yeah.
cornerstone to be able to show up for people
Yeah.
like that, there's just nothing greater in life
Mhm.
to me. That's gonna come back to you
A
a
million
hundredfold.
times.
It definitely will.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's interesting how it's the greatest thing, you know, the greatest blessing, but also how we make it so complicated, you know, to connect
Yeah.
with people.
Right.
And
Yeah.
it should be an organic thing that, you know, it happens and you feel at peace. But it's also one of those things that, you know, people just like, people, you know, they
Yeah.
stress out about it. And so when you have that moment of just like, okay, I can relax and I can stop overthinking and I can
Mhm.
stop trying to like take on other people's judgments and everything like that, that it just kind of, it relaxes you. And that's the moment where you're like, okay, I've crossed that bridge, that barrier, you know, and that's
Mhm.
beautiful.
Yeah. for
I have
sure.
one more thing to share on that. I think, again, the idea, Joanne, too, that I think so often in life, people don't go into places because they don't believe that they deserve a seat at the table. And in so many areas, whether that's a seat at the table in your own family of dynamic, whether it's a seat at the table in business. And I think that, Joanne, one thing that you do really well is you create space for people at your table.
Mhm.
And again, back to us interviewing at the same time, we're different ages, different backgrounds,
Yeah.
different colors, different.
Mhm.
And I believe that we are connected from an opportunity that you created to make a seat for us at the table. And then us having to be able to put aside to go and say, yeah, we deserve to be there,
Yeah.
but not in an ego way. And then making space for other people to
and
come to
keep
the
it
table,
going.
because I wouldn't be here at this event co-hosting had I have not taken that first step that you opened the door for. And then you walking in and saying, yeah, I believe I'm going to be worth that. And we just have to continue to create places that people feel worthy of showing up. Thank you,
Amazing.
ladies.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's
so
amazing.
good.
Well, have a little theme here. I'm pulling out the ingredient inspiration deck
Okay.
that I authored, and these are all of our, not all, but a lot of our special ingredients that we have in our product. Breanna, would you be willing to pick
I
a
would love
card
to,
and
yeah.
share whatever comes to you?
Let's see.
There's a theme.
Okay.
Oh my goodness.
What'd you get?
Okay, I have pumpkin seed oil. Have you been feeling out of balance? Have you been working too hard or pushing yourself beyond your limit? You pulled this card as a reminder to slow down, adopt a more luxurious pace.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yes.
We all have moments in life where there seems to be too much work or not enough time to get it all done. Take a deep breath and reprioritize, making sure that you are putting yourself on top of the list. Yeah. Where I'm at.
Yay! So special, these cards.
Yes, okay. You will find that when you take care of yourself first, you will bring more harmony and ease into your life. That is on spot. Yeah. That is exactly how I'm feeling, and that's exactly how I want to encourage other people to feel. And I just thank you for that. Yeah.
Aw.
No, this is great. Yeah.
Yay.
Yeah.
You're such a blessing.
Yeah.
Breanna. Thank you
Thanks
so much
for being
being
here.
here.
And
Thanks
you
for
all
being-
are both
Yay!
in my life.
So
Such a
fun.
blessing. And I thank God for both of you. I thank God for all the opportunities and the other people I get to meet through this journey. And I'm grateful for the highs, the lows, the in-betweens, and just trusting my inner sense and just like seeing where God takes me. So
Amen.
Yeah.
I love that.
That's
Beautiful.
awesome.
Thank you for
Thanks
being
for
here.
being
thank
here.
you. Thank you.
Yay.
I want to give a very, very special shout out to Casey Voss, the Curl Boss, for being my amazing co-host. Please check her out, check her podcast out, check all of her stuff out on Instagram. She is one amazing woman. So thank you so much, Casey. And it's been truly a gift to hear from Breanna, Jacqueline, Muhammad, and Mr. G. Each of them in their own way reminded us that success in this industry just isn't about titles or trends. It's about following your passion, staying authentic, and pouring into others along the way. Their journeys show us that whether you're leading at the board level, shaping stories online, designing with heart, or guiding a salon team, true impact comes from resilience, creativity, and a deep love for people. Thank you so much for joining me, dear friends, in these conversations from Vagaro Iconic 2025. And until next time, always follow your vision. Continue to stay true to yourself, and most of all, always trust your inner sense. Thank you so much for joining me for today's episode, dear friends. I would be thrilled to hear which part resonated with you the most. Your reflections on today's topic and how it sparked action in your life mean a lot to me. Feel free to share your thoughts at podcasts@innersensebeauty.com or leave a review. I look forward to you coming back next week to explore another exciting topic together. If you'd like to dive deeper, be sure to check out the show notes for some valuable links. Until we meet again, take good care of yourself. Know that you are surrounded by love and always trust your inner sense. Wishing you all the best, friends.